Back when right on meant you stood for something and brothers marched with purpose in they step. A young Harold Bell picked up a mic and said, if truth got a home, I'm gonna broadcast that. From the 65 to right now, he ran a lane. Voice of the city, part of the game. Decade changed, but the message stayed same. Harold Bell put respect on his name. From the OG day to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. From the OG days to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. Back in 65, the block still said dig it. Petey Green on the airwaves, the realest to kick it. Harold slid through like Bet, took no, stayed vivid. When the hood had pain, he said somebody got a bridge. In 71, he turned the knob inside sports on the map. No cap, first black host doing play-by-play facts. Radio crackling, community tap in. If a lie hit the streets, Harold Bell started scrapping. Say it loud, era. Folks fought to be seen. Harold fought for the ones overlooked in between. Players, kids, legends, the future unseen. He put the whole DMV on his team. Fighter right now, he ran a lane. Hey. Voice of the city, part of the game. Decade changed, but the message stays same. Harold Bell put respect on his name. From the OG days to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. From the OG days to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. Yeah, fast forward. 80s crack the pavement, DMV slang shit for vibe in the basement. Go-go drums knocking what's good round the way. Hell still holding down the youth every day. Well, talk shows turn spooky, he stayed solid. Didn't chase clicks, didn't fold for a dollar. He had Jim Brown pull up, Ollie on the line. Sports radio, man, he redefined. By the 90s, folks, your facts before it was a trend. Harold been fact checking them way back then. Gatekeepers hated him, he ain't been. Told Earl Lloyd's story to the hall, let him in. Keep it 100. Nah, he kept it 1,000. Long before social media started wildin'. When most shows played it safe about race. Harold Bell said names to they face. I'm a 65 right now.
Hello, this is Bill Hanson in Dallas. I lost your phone number when you called the other day, and I finally had to track through your notes, and I finally found this here. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you, but your stuff is fantastic to read about, and everything you've done is makes what my little bit appealing off the cover of white privilege, as you say, seem rather insignificant. But I thank you for sharing this with me, and hope this message gets to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Well, Harold has been a crusader for the rights of black people all of his life. He has also been a crusader that has had a lot of friends, not only in the black community, but the white community in sports. He's always been outstanding, always an individual, always speaking his mind, always giving you a platform to express your views. And when I was incarcerated, he did everything he could to attack those that incarcerated me unfairly. And he's one of my friends over the years. We've done many things together. So Harold is truly a man that believes in his culture and his people and will always be that way because nobody's ever been able to change him. So, hey, that's my partner.
This is the heavyweight champion of the world, George Foreman, for the best in sports and sports personalities. When I am in Washington, D.C., I check out my good friend Harold Bell and Inside Sports. Talking about a real champion, Harold Bell and Inside Sports.
I can be Harold Bell. You the hottest thing going, then I want to be you. Hi, this is Don King of Don King Productions for the undisputed champion of sports talk. You must turn to my man Harold Bell and the original Inside Sports. For the best in sports and sports personalities, Inside Sports and Harold Bell are knockouts.
Hey, this is Cousin Haywood, the heavyweight champion of the Round Table. I got all of you to check out Inside Sports with my main man, Harold Bell. Inside Sports with the knockout.
All right. Hey, I'm Harold Bell, and this is the Legends of Inside Sports Legacy Network. And joining me today is my co-host and executive producer, the one and only Shannon Roundtree, Big Bach. How you doing, Big Bach?
I'm doing great, my man. How you doing, Harold?
I'm doing great too, man. We got a dynamite show today.
Yes, you do.
I got one of the three of my great friends on. Really, it's never been always been that way, but we're great friends now. I want to introduce my my media guest, Reggie Howe is from down here in Richmond, Virginia. Over 2 decades ago, Reggie saw that the black universities weren't getting the same coverage the universities were getting. So Reggie got his own group together and went on 1450 WLCM radio down there and started sports talk. When they kicked me off the air up here, I had to find another home.
Wow.
And I found a home with Reggie Cowboy Howe, man. And Reggie, we had a lot of fun, Reggie. We had a lot of fun, especially the people that I was able to bring to the station, man. And I'd like to introduce right now Reggie Howe. And welcome, Reggie, to the Inside Sports Network here.
Well, gentlemen, first I want to say Happy New Year. And Harold, when we had Jim Brown, James Brown, the illustrious Earl Lord, Johnny Samples, when I brought those old legends there, Willie Wood, people in Richmond lost their mind. Matter of fact, they did the article. They said, how in the world this Negro get these big name historical people? We can't believe it. Even Doug Wilder was on it. He couldn't believe it. So I'm forever indebted for you, Mr. Bell, and also the late Bert Sugar, God rest his soul. And of course, he put Bert Sugar on talking. I said, you see the same guy that's on TV, ESPN, he'll be on Saturday. And the people just lost their mind. They couldn't believe it. So I'll be indebted for you, Mr. Bell, for the great work you did to help the station.
Well, man, thank you so much for having me. My other guest from the media that's going to be with us today is a guy that we didn't meet. He had already written a column on me. The column was not too pretty, and I was holding a Black History Month tribute to Earl Lord, and I had all these folks come out: James Brown, Sam Jones, Bad News Bond, George Knox, and my man wrote a column, and he'll tell you about that a little later. But I'd like to welcome this guy. He's celebrating 40 years as a writer, man. On June 6th, he spent 40 years as a writer around here in D.C. for the City Paper, and he wrote for the Washington Post and several other. I couldn't keep up where he was writing, but anyway, I would like to welcome to the network my man, Dave McKinnon. How you doing, Dave?
I must have done something right in life to be on with Harold Bell. I'm happy as hell. I have 2 ruptured discs on Monday. I saw a surgeon tell me I have 2 ruptured discs. I chipped a tooth last night eating popcorn. But today I'm on with Harold Bell.
Hey!
Okay, my next guy is a special guy. He's just going to be with us for a few minutes. He's taking time out of his busy schedule to join us today. But we couldn't get the video to run. And man, I love this video that he produced. Wasn't able to get it running for some reason. I could get it on my computer, but Big Mark wasn't able to pull it up.
Sorry.
I met this brother, man, in 1995. As y'all well know, I brought athletes out into the community for anybody else. You know, I've had actually for the NBA say I care, and the NBA talking about they doing diversity and all that stuff. Man, I had Roy Jefferson, Harold McClinton, Larry Brown, Ted Baxter, Lenny Moore, Johnny Sample, all them guys coming out in the community.
Wow.
Well, you know, that was many years ago. Then I met this young brother, man, that played with the Redskins as a running back, man. I don't know how we hooked up, but we did. And man, he has been for real, man. 1995 until where we are now. He disappears on me every now and then, but he always finds his way back. I would like to welcome this guy. Had a long run, man, 11-year run in the NFL. He was He was the most valuable player in the Hall of Fame game. He set a record for the longest return in Hall of Fame history, 85 yards, and that's still held today. I would like to welcome my main man, Marc Logan. How you doing, Marc?
How you doing? You talk so good about me, I can't send you an invoice now. I won't ghost you no more, man.
That's my man. He
Harold
goes
Bell,
up on it.
you are the GOAT. You're the greatest of all times, man.
Man, thank
Always
you so
have
much.
been. Yes.
Thank you, Mark. Mark, I want to talk to you about two things. I want to talk to you about this Rooney Rule. As you know, coaches are being let go all around the league, but the diversity has not been there. The Rooney Rule has been a joke. Now, what do you think, as during your career, has there been any progress that you've been able to see, Mark?
Well, when you look at the Rooney Rule, a lot of people don't know what it is, but I'm going to define it for you. It's the rule. It's a policy established to increase diversity in leadership and decision-making roles, originally in professional sports. It requires teams and organizations to interview minorities or historically underrepresented candidates when filling certain high-level sensitive or competitive positions. Named after Art Rooney, the longtime owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and implemented in the NFL in 2003 to promote minority recruitment. But what I think is happening, I think that some forms of this focus on interview requirements, just interview requirements alone, and then that leaves, the hiring outcomes different. So I think it's helped some because we do have some minority coaches in the NFL, but it's compliance to me. I think it's just something that they do already knowing that who they want to hire. So I don't think there has been much gain from this at all. I think, and it trickles on down to other positions that are open to be hired. Open to where you want to hire other coaches, minority coaches, but I think it's more of a compliance more than concentrating on the hiring process.
Mm-hmm. Mark, what about the biggest position of all in the NFL? How have they been able to get away not hiring any black ownership, man? No black owners. 100 years, man. They can say they're about diversity when you're not hiring at the top. You tell me you can't find a group of black owners to own the NFL team. How do you feel about that, Mark?
It's really frustrating, to be honest with you, because I think it's a lot of people that qualify to be an owner. But it's almost like it's a club, that eliminates minorities in a lot of ways. There's only one minority owner in the National Football League, and I think that's the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah,
and
I think she married somebody else though. They count her as a minority. She married into the family. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Bob.
Well, you got to address it. When you have all this systemic biases, it creates structure to counteract unconscious bias in recruitment processes. There's no accountability. You got to establish a measurable process that organizations can publicly reference. And that's not happening. But like I say, we've come a long way. But when you look at a league that's 70% black, 25% white, and then the other percentage is Hispanic or Latino in the National Football League, and not have a minority owner at all is just ridiculous to me.
We could talk on this all day, but I just want to point something out to you.
Okay.
Major League Baseball, we don't have any black ownership. NBA, we did have one token black, but he decided to sell it to somebody else. Now we don't have any blacks in the NBA ownership. NFL, no ownership. So, man, when you look at this, man, it's hard to say, man, that it looked like a plantation. Like a plantation. And I'm going to hit you with this last thing. Then I'm going to let you go because I know you got something else important to do today. But, Mark, I thought we missed the big picture, man, when we had them by the balls. All we had to do was set out one game with Colin Kaepernick. The brothers didn't see it. They got to arguing over money.
Yeah.
Them up the same thing they have used on us over and over again, man. Colin Kaepernick if they had sit out one game, they would upset the apple cart. Now, hey man,
I agree with you 100%. The power is in our hands. They just are not understanding that. You know, what Colin Kaepernick did was amazing. But he was the only one that's been affected from it.
Yeah.
You know, if we all stood and with him, the outcome would have been totally different. Because you imagine the money that they would lose just by not playing. One game. You know how much one game is, and especially now. You know, when I was playing for the Redskins, man, our tickets was probably $50. You know, look at, you know, you talking about the owner at the Redskins at the time. He built the new stadium that they're in now, and he spent what $800 million of his own money to do that.
Wow.
You know, and we ain't even counting the number of suites and everything, the ticket sales. Wow. You add all that together, man, and lose that in one game, and then you say you set out 5 or 6 games. How much money?
Man.
So you got to stand together for as long as you have to get stuff done. And you know, they have this threat tactic. You know, you cutting people, or you're going to do this and do that. You know, let them cut them. You know what I'm saying? I know it's your livelihood, but you got to stand for something. You know what I'm saying? If you don't stand for something, then everything is going to fall around you. Just imagine where we would be today in the National Football League if we stood with Colin Kaepernick.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. Mark, I'm gonna let you go, but brother, you know I love you, man. And
I love you too, bro.
Thank you for taking time out, man, out of your busy schedule to be here. And we'll be talking soon, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Marc Logan. Logan.
All right, fellas. All right.
Okay. Now we'll get back to my main men. I want to bring in, of course, Dave McKenna and Reggie Howe to pick up on what I just got to say about, man, about diversity in the NFL, in Major League Baseball, in the NBA. It's not there. Dave, why don't you pick up on that, man?
Well, I mean, we live in the you know, it's all been said, but we live in the craziest times. And all you need to know about how crazy this time is, and history will remember this, that the ruling party made diversity and equity 4-letter words. They turned them into in American minds. Equity is somehow bad. How the hell did we allow that? And we have all allowed it. Like, you know, the fight against DEI. We're crazy. And this is with public money. And so, like, if schools aren't even subject to providing equity and diversity, then how the heck are we going to get private sports organizations to do it? I mean, and how many black coaches got fired this week also? It's
wow. Yeah.
We live in a dark age. It's bad.
Tagging into the game.
Reggie, come on in, Reggie.
I was laughing because my man in Atlanta, the game was over, and 2 hours later, he hit the bricks.
He had won 5 straight games, man.
Yeah, but you mess with that owner's money. You mess with his money because you had a quarterback, Kirk Cousins. You paid over $100 million to your first round pick was the quarterback. Something rotten in the cotton. Somebody said we didn't do our scouting right, or something's not right. When they need defensive help, they went and got a quarterback, and that was a fiasco then. So I don't think the ownership was too happy with the way the coaching staff and scouting department was doing their job. Matter of fact, it was the quarterback, Mike Ryan. I think he was just named chief assistant to the operation of Atlanta Falcons today.
Wow.
It's going to be real interesting to see how things go.
Wow. And when you start talking about diversity, you know what I think back to? When we couldn't find a black quarterback in the league. Now they're overrun. They got 2 black quarterbacks on each team. And
that's probably why they got to get rid of the black coaches now. There's too many black quarterbacks.
That is amazing, man. But you know, we got to struggle. We still got to fight through it. But if you don't stand up for something like Marc Logan said, you fall for anything. And that is what has happened as far as diversity goes in the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball. I think we got maybe had one black manager in Major League Baseball. The guy with the Dodgers. Is he the only one? Dave, is he the only one?
Ron Washington was going to come back, but then he didn't. I don't think so. I can't think of anybody.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Reggie, can you think of more than one black manager in Major League Baseball?
I want to say Arizona, but I might be wrong. But one thing with Mr. Washington, he upset the apple cart in the clubhouse because he took away all the cell phones and the players.
Wow.
They weren't happy about that.
That guy just won. He seemed every day was hectic, but he's a winner.
And how about this, guys? I want please, Big Bob, you can join us. But how about this one? Every year they play with our minds. They do a Jackie Robinson Day, then have everybody wear Jackie Robinson's number, like they got a lot of blacks in Major League Baseball. I think this is the lowest amount of blacks that we have had in Major League Baseball since since Jackie Robinson integrated the league. But they'll put 42 on every player and put them out there on Jackie Robinson Day. And people say, wow, they got a lot of blacks in Major League Baseball.
It's the same number. It's the same number.
With the mood in this country now, I mean, I think the odds that they eliminate Jackie Robinson Day are higher than hire more black managers. It's insane. We're living in insane times. It's
right.
Well, Major League Baseball knows they can make more money overseas than spend money in the inner city. Matter of fact, a lot of our CIAA did away with baseball about 4 years ago. Only ones that have it, Winston-Salem, your alma mater, Mr. Bell, and my alma mater, Virginia State, and they had to play D1 in order to do that. But, gentlemen, all I want to bring your attention to is that I want to go back to the late Jim Brown said to me on our show, when it comes to these athletes, especially black athletes, if you cut their money off, you're going to see if they really want to be strong to the cause. And a lot of these athletes, when you start messing their money, they're like, no, you messed my money. My wife is yelling at me. My baby mama yelling at me. My girlfriend yelling at me. And I can't afford to not have the money. So I believe it's the money train that a lot of these people will not take a stand. And that's what Jim Brown told me over 30 years ago.
Wow. When we think about where we are now, and I just think, man, that one of the most ridiculous firings I've ever seen in the NFL blew me away. And it was a white boy that got fired. And I'm talking about Harbaugh. I'm talking about Harbaugh with the Ravens, man. This man has been a winner the whole time that he's been there with the Ravens. It was not his fault that Flowers dropped the ball on the way into the end zone. It was not his fault that Mark Andrews dropped a pass that would have won the game against Buffalo. And plus, they use that as an excuse to give Burrows the most valuable player instead of Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson deserved the most valuable player that year. Then here we get a kicker, a rookie. He missed the kick all year to win the game.
Make a diamond.
To the right. And then you go tell me that you fire your coach. And like Reggie and I was talking, I said, man, this sounds like something personal to me. And somebody gave me that it's a rumor that my man, Ozzie Newsome, was behind the firing, man. And
I got on good word that Ozzie Newsome is still running the show with the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, he's running, yeah. He's behind
the running the show. Matter of fact, when they lost to Buffalo, my cousin Pat Freeman, who covers the Buffalo Bills and also has been to 26 Super Bowls, he was right in the press box when Ozzie Newsome was there when Baltimore lost the game. They said Ozzie went off. He said, I can't deal with this no more.
Wow.
And that's a fact.
Wow. What about you? What about you, Dave? How you feel about
that?
I
follow the Ravens close, and I get if you don't follow them close, it doesn't make any sense. But over the last several years, the seasons are ending, and this regime just seemed snake bit. It seemed like, you know what, but they got to change it. It's like Kirk Cousins. When Kirk Cousins was in Washington, his numbers were great, on paper. But anyone who followed the Washington football team knew he's awful. Get him the hell out. He never wins, a game that matters. He never does anything. And so, Minnesota said, come here. Oh, he's great. And the national media was going, I'm not going to defend Dan Snyder much, but Washington blew it. They let this guy walk. And I'm thinking, good riddance. And history has proved that correct. And I think it's kind of the same here. Like with Ravens fans and management, they've played it out. They know where this regime is, what under Harbaugh is capable of. And sadly, for whatever reason, every game ends in tragedy. It's
like a Shakespeare play.
It's just like when Buffalo wide left or Scott Norwood. He was a great kicker. He missed that kick. I don't think he ever kicked again. They cut him, and you had to part ways because he now stands for this stain. And I think Harbaugh, obviously unbelievable coach. Just the record is stands for itself in the mix every year. While us 40 miles down south, down 95. We're never in the mix anymore. We're jealous. Our season ended. We were happier than Ravens fans this year with the way it ended. So anyway, to be a sissy, I see both sides. Because I after the last game when the kicker missed that, I said, you know what, Harbaugh's gone. That's why I told my son I watch and I go, it's it.
Big Bob, come on in, Big Bob. Come on in and join us. What you think about the Ravens letting Harbaugh go?
They got to make decisions, man, and they got to, look to the future. So, with that said, you give chances, you let things play out, and then, when that time comes, you got to make a move. What are you going to sit in it, or are you going, make it to the next level?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but look, Harbaugh is not going to be waiting for a job. People out there waiting for him, and I think that it'd be a great spot for him in Atlanta, New York Giants. I think that's where he could go to one of those teams, man, because they got the money, to pay him. So I think he's going to be all right. But
you look at the teams here. You look at Washington. This season was disgusting. We're horrible. That Vikings game, 31-0. Like the coach had clearly lost the locker room. No one tried. No one could stay on side. No one could, wait for the ball to be snapped to move. It was horrendous. And yet this guy Quinn still keeps his job. And Harbaugh gets to, a game within a game of winning the division, within a chip shot field goal of winning the division, and he goes. So it's kind of indefensible to keep Quinn. I'd love for Harbaugh to come here, and then he could still shop at Wawa and Royal Farms. You wouldn't have to move too far. Bring him on.
Yeah.
I kind of thought the Miami coach was going to, when they canned him, that he could get him here somehow, either as offensive coordinator or head coach. But because Quinn, do you guys think Quinn's going to do anything? A great guy.
I think he made some bad decisions, man. He made some bad decisions.
The team is too old. They got to get younger.
Oh, gosh.
Big Bob, I want to ask you, what do you think about is this the end of the dynasty in Kansas City? What's going to happen there? I think it looks like the end of a dynasty to me. What do you think of Big Bob?
Yeah. Like you said, the younger crowd coming in. Sometimes, you play your plays out, and those plays get a little bit old, or they get a little, washed up, and it's time, to do new things. People learn your system. They learn, what you do. You're easily to counteract. So. With all those things, it might be a time to, move on to new and better things. But I think, this might be the end of it to bring in something new and to get something going back up while they still have those players there who can still make plays.
Mm-hmm.
That team aged like a banana this year. They've been in 7 straight and conference championships, I believe it is. That's amazing. That's I'm sure it's never been done before. But
Nope.
and this year they just look like a punching bag. And Mahomes is now even Mahomes, who seems geezerly somehow. What is he? He's like early 30s. He's nothing, but
Hey, but
they just age.
let me tell y'all who made out like a bandit on the Kansas City Chiefs team. You know who made out like a bandit?
Who's that?
Tight end. The tight end. He got that He got that Gale out of it.
Yeah, Taylor Swift, my man Kelsey.
He's not married yet, though. He's not married yet.
He hit the jackpot.
Not yet. It's not official. They're not married yet.
I know that. Hey, but the thing about it,
things can change.
Hey, look, the thing about it, he don't need no money. She don't need no money. So it don't make no difference. They go one way or another. They've been a storybook ending for the NFL and for his career. So he's got it going on, man.
Yeah, got it going on.
How much time we got left? I want to keep things.
Oh, we got a whole nother 30 minutes.
Okay. What I want to do right now, I want to talk about the Kerner Report. About 20 years ago, over 2 decades ago, I brought to the microphones on Inside Sports. I brought Big House Games. I brought Gary Williams. I brought Butch Beard. Spencer Haywood was the narrator, and John Chaney to the mic to talk about the Kerner Report. Now I'm gonna try to play this. I hope I got it queued up. If I don't, we'll keep it moving. But let me see. The next voice you should hear should be Spencer Haywood talking to Gary Williams about the Kerner Report. Let's see if I kept this thing where it should be. No, I didn't. So we go. No, I didn't. I'm not gonna go through that. Okay. But anyway, I had those. We got it on. We got it on video, but we couldn't get the video queued up to play the voices of those 5 guys. Do you have that group picture of us, a Big Rock, that group picture? It's a group picture of all of us.
Who's that handsome gentleman with the glasses on? Is that Mr. Bell?
No. I let Spencer Haywood narrate this show, but I had that's the 5 of them right there. Spencer Haywood in the middle, Butch Beard on your right, Gary Williams, who just won an NCAA baseball championship. So that was really they were great. In Big House Games, to the left here, my coach at Winston-Salem, Stephen A. Smith claimed he played for it too. Big House, hey, look, I asked Big House about Stephen A. Smith. He said, Harold, the boy couldn't play dead. He couldn't play dead. I put him on the team because he was from New York. I thought he could play, but he couldn't play dead. So anyway, and that's from George Washington University on Big House's other side. That's
Gary Williams.
No, it's Mike Jarvis. That's Mike Jarvis from George.
Mike Jarvis, yes, sir.
It was a great interview. We're gonna put it up probably on YouTube because we got the whole video that we couldn't run on this show. That's Mike Jarvis, a little lady with no hair.
Hey, where is Mike Jarvis?
Yeah, that's Mike Jarvis.
But where is he now, Harold?
I know he went back to Boston, I think.
I haven't heard his name in days.
Yeah, but let me read this little paragraph here that I want to bring back you and Reggie to talk about it, and Big Bob. In 1989, the Knight Commission on Intercollegiate Athletics predicted a future of transformative change, focusing on relinking athletics revenue to education, ensuring racial gender equity, and addressing financial pressure from name, image, and likeness. That's the NIL there, and massive spending, pushing for new governance, especially for football, and greater athlete-centered policies to maintain the education mission of college sports. Key recommendations involve tying revenue distribution to academic success, creating independent oversight for football, and addressing equity gaps for Black athletes. Now here we are in that was over 2 decades ago. Here we are in 2026. What progress or what did they get out of the Kerner report? Where do we stand now? Because what I see happening, I see college administrators and coaches losing their minds over the transformation portal. So these student athletes got more, they got more things going for them than the NFL players. They tell me now that when you go on one of these campuses and go to the athletic dorm and you got to go through the parking lot and say, look like you are at a San Francisco 49 or Redskin parking lot, because these kids are driving Rolls Royce, they driving Corvette, they driving Mercedes. So
I ain't mad at them.
They are losing their minds. These kids got all the power now and are becoming millionaires. Let's start off with you, Dave. How about you addressing that?
I'm sorry, but I missed that.
We talk about the Kerner report about how these student athletes got more power than the pro athletes.
It is like the transfer portal. Like at my school, I went to college in Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, because I had 4 suspensions and a 1.8 grade average in high school and couldn't go and travel around the country. Ended up in West Texas, and we suck at everything for 40 years. We stink, and then a billionaire comes in. Like literal oil billionaire comes in, like some Friday Night Lights character, and wants to get involved, and he's paying these guys. And we just paid a guy $5 million to come be our quarterback next year. And they paid a softball pitcher $1 million. And so like you bench that person, they're going to the Texas A&M next year. They're going to the rival. It's like you can't. The kids have all the power. I mean, and it's a direct, it's 180, equal and opposite reaction to the way the athletes were treated for a century, where they had no rights and they got nothing, and now they got everything. I mean, like the Kaiser, who was it? Some BCS quarterback is applying for his 7th college.
Yeah.
So denied. Yeah, the kid from
the Ole Miss guy got denied, but some other guy is. I haven't heard. I guess they have to deny him after denying the Ole Miss dude. But a guy wants to stay for his 7th college.
All 4 quarterbacks that have played in these finals leading up to Kudo's #1 thing for the whoever. All 4 of them have been to 2 different colleges, man, before they got to where they are now. So that's amazing.
It ain't easy.
Well, Harold, this, like in DC, that's trickled down to high school. Every good high school player goes to 4 schools. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know where sports.
I'm guilty. I ended up going to 3 high schools before I got out. They have Spingarn, Eastern, and Fairmont Heights before I finally got out of there.
Wow.
Was it because of ability or
discipline? We need to get Joe Carter.
Hey, look here. I ain't had nothing but a paper sack bag to carry out of Winston-Salem. I have not a dime. Thanks to my coach, Dave Brown and Spingarn, who's a legend, and of course, Big House Games taking me in. And I tried to go down there and run the place, but he wasn't having it.
No, Mr. Bell, I could not imagine you trying to run the place. No. I couldn't picture that.
Big Daddy was something. I flunked out my first year, man. He told me, he said, you gotta carry your behind on back up to 17. We don't need no dumb athletes. I said, okay, just get me a bus ticket. And when he showed up about 3 weeks later, he told me, he said, Coach Brown send you money down here to go to summer school, and you can stay with me until we find you a place. That's what he did. Wow. Big House Games, man. No athlete has ever lived with Big House Games. I was there for 2 weeks until he found me a place in the city.
And how big was that yard you had to cut with the lawnmower?
Oh, I had to cut that uphill, man, to carry the lawnmower in that hot sun, man. I had to scrub the kitchen floor, the bathroom floor, everything.
Woo! Harold, this is amazing. I mean, I've known you for a long time, and I've been in awe of your stories. Like you're like that character Zelig who's just there. You've seen, everybody. You dealt with Big House Gaines, and to DC guys, Dave Brown's kind of at Big House Gaines. Elgin Baylor's coach. Right. Yeah. So,
hey, while we on that, let me tell you how Dave and I met. Now, I was already a legend before I hit the airwaves. I was a legend in the community before I hit the airwaves. So man, I get my first show Inside Sports. My wife gave me that title. Nobody else had it. They did homework and went all the way back to the 30s to see who had Inside Sports. And the down WOL radio, I think, had it for 1 year. But we weren't even born. So when Hattie came up with Inside Sports, man, I couldn't believe how she just brought that out while we sitting at
Wow.
the dinner table. But later, I was doing a thing for Earl Lloyd, trying to get him in the NBA Hall of Fame. So I did a tribute over at Bowling Air Force Base. And they wrote a column saying everybody who wanted to be there, they wouldn't be there because they couldn't stand Harold Bell.
I knew, I'm this nobody working at Washington City Paper, and I knew I had made it when Harold Bell got in a feud with me. So
Uh-huh.
it
Claim to
was
fame.
that was awesome. Harold,
Yeah. But Dave came back. I mean, hey Dave, but we stayed in touch despite that. We didn't.
I
You didn't get
love
mad.
you for that. I'm glad you kept me around, Harold. And I didn't, that's not like I didn't, it's 40 years ago. I meant you're the only guy pushing Harold Lloyd. I said that no one else. You got him in the Hall of Fame. It's insane. And
guess what, Dave? And he denied that himself. All of them go to a different direction. He talking about his son Hall of Fame. Tell me his son, man. I couldn't believe he was saying that.
Well, go look up the clips when you had that thing from. You go look up a year or two or three before and see if anybody's writing about him. And
nobody was writing about it. Nobody. I got Congressman John Lewis to get on the Kids in Trouble team. I got Red Auerbach. The NBA couldn't stop me from holding events on NBA weekend. When NBA goes into a town, they shut everything down. You can't do nothing unless you connect with the NBA. I did an Earl Lord Day. I did an Earl Lord Day in Alexandria, Virginia. I had Al Adams. I had Earl Monroe. I had Sonny Hill. I had K.C. Jones. Had everybody out there. Then we came back into town and did a thing at the Bohemian Caverns, man, in tribute to
What? I worked there.
No kidding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
Man. That was a hell of that.
U Street.
That's right. That was a Black Broadway. Yeah.
Black Broadway. Wow.
But
did Sugar Ray Robinson own that club, or he owned
no. He used to patronize it when he came to DC. He didn't own it. No.
He had some U Street club.
Yeah.
I think
But I just want to say, I got Reggie and I got Dave McKinney here. And I just want to say, man, that, I've been called, Dick Heller was my main man. Dick Heller was the first one to say, Harold Bell is the godfather of sports talk. And Dick got behind me with Willie Wood. We got Willie Wood into the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
You tell me one other sportscaster, all these guys with the big mouths who have ever got behind a pro athlete after he's been blackballed to get him in the Hall of Fame. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, you got songs out about you. You got poems out about you. You know what I mean?
That song is incredible, Harold. Why? That's the new
Yeah.
That's my new Bullet Fever. Where'd you get
that? Yes, sir. I put that together for him. Yeah, I mean, just reading about him, when I did my research, because when I started doing this thing, everybody was telling me, go look up Harold Bell. Like, if you want to see what, changes can happen, what things can happen, go look at him. You know what I mean? And then, him coming from a gospel radio, like the weakest signal on the airwaves, you know what I'm saying? There was no major platforms like, NBC, ABC, CBS, Fox News, etc. You know what I mean? And just to hear, that he came from like Northeast outhouse, and you see this man standing and in the mix with white house people. Like, how do you accomplish that? You know what I'm saying? Red Auerbach, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown as confidants. This is like, man, it's crazy. And then he used all of that to reach down to the people who were poor, reach down to the people who weren't getting a voice for themselves. And, That's why he's considered the godfather of sports talk radio. You
Well,
know,
Harold also it wasn't just big guys. He got in touch with. Gary Mays, a guy around here who should have been as famous as any of those people,
Wow.
and nobody was doing anything. Harold pushed for him, had a dinner for him, and yeah, it got him in ESPN. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
anyone should look up Gary May's story. You will not believe it. It's like
Not believe it.
Hey,
That's right.
hey, Mr. Bell, some guy named Mike Wilbon, he kind of run away from you, don't he?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mike Wilbon, James Brown, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tony Page, Adrian Dandy, all of them came through me. Kathy Hughes, all of them came through Harold Bell before they have nothing but a job.
Well, I
Yeah.
tell you what,
Wow.
it really hurt me when I heard the transition of Butcher McAdams. I didn't
Oh
know.
yeah, my man.
oh man.
Man, when I heard that, I called my big brother. Every time we had a show about the name of the Burgundy and Gold or anything about DC sports, I would bring on my big brother. And I tell you what, he had a lot of people from his coaching days. Matter of fact, one of his players played at the University of Richmond. So
Okay.
I said, when I heard that Coach Bush McCann, he used to have a show on Sundays, and I said, how come I'm not hearing the sports show? Then I looked at the page and said he made the transition of the ancestor. I said, oh my God,
Yeah,
that
He should have got way more attention when he passed.
yeah, it got really hurt, man, because he the week before he was looking for me because we kind of fell out because I said, Bush,
no,
yeah. We fell out because Bush, I told Bush, don't keep having these guys on talking about their legends on the playground. I can tell you who the legends were. You understand? Don't have them lying on your show. That messes up your credibility. So
Yeah.
he wouldn't listen to me. Then he finally realized Harold Bell was right. And the week before he was trying to catch up with me, I went to A.B. Williams' funeral, who was a head basketball coach at Howard University and in Eastern High School. So I said, I'm going to catch up with Butch here because I know this is where he will be. Well, he didn't show up. And I didn't find out too much later that he was looking for me, man, to get back on the even kill, man. Then he died that Sunday, man. That Sunday. Yeah, that hurt, man.
So you feuded with somebody, Harold? I'm shocked. I can't believe this. Breaking news.
That's front page news. I can't believe that. But I tell you what, I used to call into the show and I would mention your name and they said, oh God, Harold. Matter of fact, it's a story about the CIAA commissioner. Brother Harold, I love this one. I was at the CIAA in Durham at the football game between Shaw and Virginia State. Well, I walked up to Commissioner Curry and I said, hey, Commissioner, my friend Harold Bell told me to tell you hello. He said, oh, Harold, oh, Lord. The man, like I said, Frankenstein or a ghost. I mean, the man started shaking and trembling, turned sideways. I said, Lord have mercy. What did Mr. Bell do to this man? He said, oh, Harold. I said,
hey, man.
I never forgot that.
Okay, let me tell you guys, all the glory goes to God and to my wife, Hattie, of 57 years, man.
Hattie T.
God bless her. God bless her.
She,
Amen.
Pray for her health.
Special people, man. And just think, I'm still in the mix today. Out here, I got Dave McKenna, and of course, I got my man, Cowboy Reggie. And
hey, Mr. Bell, I got to tell you, there's no more Cowboy Reggie because.
Oh, is that right?
I had to fire him. I said, nope, that's it. I'm done with you.
Okay, you fired him. Okay.
Yeah. JJ is not doing nothing for me, so I no longer go by that mantra because of his ignorance.
Hey, Reggie, tell about the politician that I brought on the show, Hank Johnson from Atlanta, Georgia, how he was out there fighting against police brutality. And I found out that he was from D.C., so I brought him in. I said, man, we gotta stay on this. So I started taking Hank Johnson around to the different radio stations and everything. He brought me and my crew into his office and called his mother on the phone because he was a Washingtonian. He put me on the phone with his mother. Well, guess what, Reggie? He went south too.
Hey, what about Representative Fonte? That was at the event that you had in D.C. We had Burt Sugar, all the big names at the restaurant in D.C.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fabulous event, and it raised money for a lot of youth.
Yeah, man, it's been a hell of a ride, man, and things are still happening, man. And I thank you guys, man, for being a part of this and to bring on. I'm trying to get Big Box to keep his head on right because he's a talented young brother. But
Appreciate you.
but man, we got to do the things right way, and it got to stay. See, we don't communicate with each other. We got to communicate. We as black folks, I'm just talking about you guys. We don't talk, man. We don't talk. We want to hear the truth as long as it is about someone else, but we don't want to hear the truth about ourselves, man. That's
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
and turn on each other in a minute. What else? How much time we got, Big
We
Bob?
got about 10 minutes. I wanted to introduce everybody to Black Zone and Black Zone
Oh yeah,
magazine.
definitely, man. Y'all guys got
This is a wonderful publication. Harold Bell, tell them all about it.
Okay, yeah, it's a brother out of New York, man, named Maurice Wilson, man, and I hooked up with him. I don't know how, they could probably God again, but he started his own magazine. If you guys remember Ebony Magazine,
Oh yeah.
this is Ebony Magazine all over again on the internet, man. I mean, it's first class, man. First class. This is a sample of the magazine that he's doing. You understand? And every month, it comes out every month. It is free. It's free. You can subscribe to it. He got a TV, television station on there, network on there, where I'm gonna be a part of that. I'm also writing some columns. But this is it, man. This magazine, he really deals with, all the black issues that they're trying to suppress. How they're trying to suppress our history. He's not going for it. And man, this is no Tic Tac magazine. You can go in there and you can be on there, man, read for the rest of the day, man, the great articles that Maurice has put together. I mean, first, well edited, the pictures are
Yes.
first class.
Very beautiful.
Turn that. Hi, you got the TV thing.
They want to erase us. If there was ever a time to elevate our voices, share our stories, build our communities, embrace our creativity and ingenuity, as well as create safe spaces controlled and owned by us, it's now. Welcome to the Black Zone. Black Zone Social, Black Zone Television, Black Zone Magazine. For you, for me, for us.
Real deal, man. He is the real deal, man. Black Zone Magazine and Black Zone Television, man. It's all right there. You can just subscribe free, man. You want great information. There it is, right there. So Maurice, congratulations, man. Keep doing what you do.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, man. But I just want to say, man, that when I look around and I think about how folks were still feeding off inside sports and out there, we got this girl now, Monica McNutt. She came through me. she came through the Round Ball Report. Now all of a sudden she done broke out, and the first thing she do is go after Caitlin Clark. Why would you go after Caitlin Clark?
Right.
Why would you go after you're already the jump the moon by you're on ESPN. You would have never got press credentials if it had not been for Harold Bell. They did not give the Round Ball Report press credentials. So when Andrew Dyer came to me, he said, man, please, we need somebody to go to bat for us. I had to go to bat and deal with those. There's some rednecks in PR down at the
Wow.
Wizards, man.
Wow. Blocking them out, huh?
I had to go there and sit down with them. Then they kept acting up. Then they didn't know that I had a contact in New York in the vice president of the media relations there, Brian McIntyre, who told him, hey, y'all gotta get them people press credentials. And that's how they got press credentials, man.
Hey, Mr. Bell, I gotta ask a question. Is the Wizards ever gonna finish their 38th year, their 40-year rebuilding plan? I mean, I remember at the Baltimore Civic Center, they was rebuilding after we won our championship with my boy Body Damage, Big E. Evan Hayes, and God bless West Unseld. Everybody down here know I'm a Wizards fan, and they said, Reggie, how you like the trade? I said, it reminded me of Chris Webber and Juwan Howard talking about who you
Ah,
have a party at after the game. I mean,
you a
come on, man.
Bullets fan?
Hey, I go way back like a bucket seat. I sold popcorn at the
Yeah,
I
they
sold
just picked up
popcorn at
Trae
the
Young.
Baltimore Civic Center.
Hey
Yeah,
Reggie,
back
what do
in
you
the day.
think? What do you think? What is going to happen? How do you think the trade
Nothing.
will go?
Dump salary. You just dump salary and then showcase for another team. But what about your man from down there in Memphis? They're trying to get John Morant. They're trying to shop him. I'm like, it must be major problems down there. What y'all guys
Yeah,
think about that?
Well, they did sign Trae Young. He's a hell of a ball player, man. He can play. I like him. I couldn't understand why he wanted to come to Washington, but Washington has been playing a little better ball. But I don't see that turning the franchise around. Man, they need a big man, and
yeah,
every big man they get goes on somewhere else to be a great player. When they leave
Hey,
the
Ben Wallace.
Because they said that he was demanding, or that he was saying that this is number one destination. I'm going, what the hell? Who says the Wizards are the number one destination? Unless you got a tea time in April, you got to get, and you want the season to end. You ain't going to make the playoffs. Let them make. I mean, maybe he's got a $50 million player option coming no matter what, and he ain't getting $50 million from anybody else. I don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But anyway, man, I just want to take this time to say thank you to, of course, my man Marc Logan. I'm sorry we weren't able to get that video on. That is a fantastic video. And thanks again to of course, Dave McKenna, celebrating 40 years as a writer. That is something else, man.
congratulations.
I must have been young when that happened 40 years ago.
I need your autograph, sir.
Hey, Reggie, man, you're always welcome, man. Anytime that you got something you want to get out there, man, and because you've been an access to me, and I appreciate it. And Earl Lord once said something he was on John Thompson's show with Doc Walker. And
Doc.
I was listening to the shows John Thompson, man. People don't know the history between me and John Thompson, man. John Thompson, man. I put him where he was, man.
I met his son.
Man, and his son is down there with the Wizards now. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's his kid. I'm gonna leave that alone. But man, Earl Lord, John Thompson got on the interview with Earl Lord, and all he couldn't help was bringing my name up. And he said, what about Harold Bell, Earl? Earl Lord said this. And then I said, man, Earl Lord said, Harold Bell may be controversial, but I have yet to hear anyone call him a liar. And man, that was right on the
Yes, sir.
So
to this day,
that's why
people get scared when I mention your name on radio. To this day, even Kathy Hughes had a story about you.
Oh yeah,
wow.
John Thompson wasn't bringing Harold Lloyd on his show before Harold did his thing for Harold Lloyd either. For Earl Lloyd, John Thompson brought Earl Lloyd on after Harold brought Earl back into the public.
That's right. Brought him back in there. That's right, man. But Kathy Hughes and them, they got stories, but they won't tell me because they know I know the real story. How she sold.
Yeah. Especially came to those contracts, those advertisement contracts.
Yeah. A guy called me the other day from WOL, wanted me to come on to a show with him. I said, "Have you checked with Kathy Hughes?"
Go back to it, Harold.
Oh, Harold!
They should have a plaque of you in their office by now.
Thanks, man. Thanks again, man, to Dave and to Reggie, and of course to Marc Logan, and to my co-host, executive producer Big Bach. Thanks for putting together another show, and Dave, we're gonna have you back, man, because we got a lot of history, man. We need to talk about that history, make sure that it does not get lost.
We got to settle this feud between us.
Oh yeah, we got.
Well,
Right.
thanks,
Right.
Just like
Harold.
Stanley
I
Shop and Mike
appreciate you
Epps.
always here. I just appreciate hearing from you whenever. So thanks for having me.
Thank
I'm
you, man.
really thankful.
Absolutely, man.
Hey,
Yep.
y'all sit
Thanks,
down with a
everybody.
beer and have
And
a beer and talk
and I
about
want to
it.
say as I go out here, and I don't know where this came from. It had to come from God. But when I went on first on the WOOK, man, I had to wait to end the show, man. And I swear I don't know where it comes from. Nobody, Butch McAdams try to use it every now and then, but I always say, man, every black face you see is not your brother, and every white face is not your enemy, man. So, man,
Amen.
until
Amen.
Amen.
next time, man, I'm Harold Bell, and you can color me gone.
Ran the lane, voice of the city, part of the game. Decades change, but the message stays same. Harold Bell, put respect on his name. From the OG days to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. From the OG days to the year 25. Truth on the mic, keep the legacy alive. To Dallas hit the net, run wild. But hell kept the same flame he had since a child. Kids in trouble, still popping 40 years deep. He saved more futures than half the elites. Go bounce, crank that beat. Bell in the pocket like Congos on 14. Players, coaches, whole city show love. Cause his heart wasn't bitter, it was built from above. Zony wedding, world flipped on its head. Don't get the Russian tuned into every word it said. I play spread, but he the blueprint. Flip a platform way before the internet. By 25 the vibe and say less locked in. But hell still the reason half the culture got win. Big facts, no lies, no gimmicks. Still champion and players from the start to the finish. Now it's story linking errors like a timeline change. From soul to boom bap, the trap in the game. And today we stand on his shoulders, no shame. Harold Bell is the reason DMV even got a lane. 6'5" right now, he ran a lane. Voice of the city, part of the game. Decades change, but the message stays same.